Hey everybody, it's Mike Meyers, and welcome to Two Ball Nerds. Now, if you may notice, Richard Chapman, my usual partner in crime, looks a little bit different today, and a little bit better, I might say it. I'm sure Richard would agree with me. Gemini, welcome aboard, guys. This is Gemini Sanford. She is the director of student operations for CyberNow Labs, the company that I'm also a part of with Total Seminars under the National Cyber Group umbrella. Gemini, thank you. Number one, thank you for jumping on board. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be here. Thank you for letting me be a bald nerd, but with hair. I was worried. I thought I'd have to shave my head. I would have done it to be on the show with you, Mike. I would have absolutely done it. But thank you for letting me keep my hair and still be in this coveted seat next to you.
Well, Gemini, yeah. If you shave your head, then please give me your hair. I'll glue it on because no,
We
it's
can call
actually
you
I'm
Mike,
sorry,
redheaded Mike. It'd work.
dude. I was always a redhead. I mean, I was like everybody in my family's a redhead. It's hilarious. Like, and we're not even sure where the Irish blood comes from. No, it's actually funny. Like if I grow my hair out, I get this, male pattern baldness thing. But God, because He has a sense of humor, I get this huge Cupid tuft that comes out the front like this. It's just like so sexy. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Well,
Definitely.
anyway, listen, Gemini, I wanted you here because you have what I think is one of the most interesting, also challenging jobs at CyberNow Labs, and I call your job placement. How would you just what do you do?
So, as director of student operations, one of the many, many hats I wear is to support the workforce engagement. So, we call it workforce engagement because we're getting them ready to join the workforce. We're engaging with the workforce. Placement is a good word too. Probably underlying jobs, right? Find jobs, get jobs, keep jobs, two different muscles, right? Getting the job, keeping the job. We want to make sure they get the job, but that they also have the skills to keep the job and do it well. And that's kind of it in a nutshell.
And I guess that's kind of the bait. So your job is to have people get and hold on to jobs.
Right.
So even though you concentrate on graduates of our CyberNow Labs cohorts, I do run into Gemini so much of this where I just feel like people like who are maybe they're not going through a boot camp. They've got some work experience or they picked up a couple of certs or something like this, and they're like, okay, now what do I do? And
Right.
I have answers to this, but I thought I'd rather just go to the source
Aw.
and square this up and say, so let me put this question out to you. I mean, what are the I don't know, we're gonna go with 2, 3, 4 things. What are the things that people, the actions, the attitudes that are most important for people to get work? How does that sound?
That is an amazing question. So, Mike, let's say they did it. They've done the work. They have the hands on. They got some certs. They're feeling ready to kind of jump into this career field. They're gunning for it. So, what do? What's their first step? My first step, and this is probably something that you write down because I'm going to tell you be shameless. So, how many times you get someone on your show that tells you to be shameless? And what I mean with that is it's never too soon to network and be shameless with your networking. Get on LinkedIn, friend everybody, change all of your social media. All of your social media is representing you, what you're doing, and what you're looking for. Another thing that I like to do is called the informational interview. As you're reaching out to all of those people on LinkedIn, because you're shameless, you're going to reach out to all of them. Anybody who works at a company you want to be at, has a job you like, has been somewhere and done something that's interesting to you, you can reach out to them, not for the purposes of a job yet, but say like, hey, can we do an informational interview? I just want to know how you got to where you were, what you did, how you got there, what's your company like? And the people that are out there that are passionate about tech, about cybersecurity, they want to share it. Just like you want to share it by doing this show. They want to share it. They want to tell you how they got there, what they did, what worked, what didn't work. So you're going to want to use the informational interview. The last thing that I would say are meetups. Do all the meetups, go to all the things, Google Enter DC meetups, Texas meetups, Austin meetups, Sacramento meetups, wherever you are. I will guarantee you there is a group there that is waiting for you for what you have to say. Join the meetups, go there, start socializing, build your network, reach out on LinkedIn. All of those connections that you're going to make are going to help you. You don't know when, you don't know how. They could help you tomorrow. They could help you 2 months from now. They might even help you a year from now. But build your team, build your connections, keep it growing. And ABN, always be networking.
How about the 3-foot rule?
The 3-foot rule. What's that? What's the 3-foot rule?
You don't know the 3-foot rule?
I don't know the 3-foot rule.
Anytime you get within 3 feet of somebody, hand them a business card, shake their hand, talk to them. The 3-foot rule. You can use that one. I get 5%.
Can we cut that out though, so that people could think that it was me that thought of that great idea? Hey guys, let me tell you about the 3 feet rule. I even said feet instead of foot. I don't even have it. I guess I'll leave it with Mike.
Yeah, because 3 feet gets confusing.
3 feet. Got it.
Yeah. But I've actually done this many times, many over the years, gotten a number of jobs by, hanging out and having an adult beverage and some stranger next to me. And I was actually programming EPROMs back in the 80s because I just ran into a guy like that. And I've got 1,000 stories of those types of things, or, doing videos or whatever. A lot of times just casual meetings. But that is interesting. So the only other thing I would add to that is don't be afraid to reach out to influencers. And I'm not talking necessarily, I mean, like, for example, on LinkedIn, I get a lot of strangers who connect to me, second or third degree stuff. And they're just like, Mike, it's a shot in the dark. And I have been able to help a few folks, not too many, but I've been able to help a few. So that is interesting. I think networking is critical, and it's huge, especially in this post-corona world. I think it's more important. Everybody got real comfortable sitting in their house.
They did. And you never know where your next job could come from, right? You never know. Like you said, you here, there, between you, me, and the trees, you never know where that next job could come from, where that next really integral connection could come from. So that's why I'm saying be shameless. Those people that you met 3 years ago that you heard might have done something, find them on LinkedIn, connect with them. An influencer. I mean, these people have never met you. They're still reaching out. They're talking to you. They're asking you questions. Be shameless with it. You're there to promote yourself. You're selling yourself. Find those people and start building your team.
Love it. All right. So I got it.
Yay.
Networking. Number 2. What will be next in your list?
Right. So I would say you need to make sure that your professional materials are on point. And that's not just your resume. So where I like to tell people to always start is your professional summary, right? So that's that little blurb at the top of your resume that's like highly detailed, super professional, amazing cybersecurity. That's your professional summary, but that's now your life. You are living that, breathing that, walking that, talking that. That little professional summary blurb, when you said you meet someone in the elevator, that's your elevator pitch, right? Learn it, memorize it. So you buy them in the elevator, you give them that card, but you also have that little professional summary absolutely memorized. That's what's going on your LinkedIn. That's how you're going to talk to people. That's what's going at the top of your resume. But that's also what's the most dreaded question in an interview, Mike, to me is, so Mike, tell me about yourself. Oh my gosh, like there's so much to know. That's your professional summary. So that one little blurb that you're putting at the top of your resume, that's going to help you in your interviews. That's what you're going to put on your LinkedIn. That's what's going to be on all your social media. Another thing that I think people should be aware of, especially if they've been out of the game for a little while, is that the majority of your professional materials, including your resume, they're not even going to be looked at by a human being the first time. They're going to be looked at by AI. So I always recommend everyone download. It's free. It's called Jobalytics. It's a little add-on that you put to your Chrome or you put to your Safari. You can put the job that you're looking for in there, and then you can enter.
Spell that for me. Spell that. Gemini.
Jobalytics. Jobalytics.
Jobalytics.
Jobalytics. It's amazing. It's pretty cool. Maybe not as cool as Mike Meyers, but it's pretty cool.
That's hard to beat.
Right, but it's close. It's like here. It's like Mike Meyers with bad hair. Like that's where it is, right? Like it's right there. So
I'm looking at jobalytics.co. Is that the place?
I
And
think so.
it's an add-on.
It's an add-on, exactly. So anytime before you apply to a job, Mike, you put the job description in there and then you put your resume and it's going to give you a keyword match. So you have your keyword match. So if you're applying to a job and you only have like a 20% match, you're going to want to rework your resume. But if you're like 65 to 70 and above, then you know that you're going to qualify, you're going to get past their AI, and you're probably going to get
Wait,
screened.
see, now you just said something again very interesting.
Yeah.
What's
What?
your what percentage?
Let's say you want to be between 65 and above is
So
what
it's
you want
actually
to match.
interesting you say that, because
Mhm.
one of the questions I get with a lot of people, they're like, oh, these entry-level jobs, and they're all asking for 2 years of experience and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's because, well, this is what I say to them. And I'm saying that's because they're trying to chase away the cowards.
Perfect.
And
Right.
and I'm like, uh, so like when I was in high school, Gemini, I was 4'9" when I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I would always ask out the prettiest girls. I just did. And when I was at my senior prom, I was a freshman, and I took the captain of the cheerleading team, who was a
Wow.
senior to prom that year.
Really?
And and 40 years later, we're still friends. Anyway,
Can we break real quick for a high five for that? Because that's
high
boom.
five.
All
So
right. High
anyway,
five.
the reason I'm bringing this up is not to boast about my dating prowess. What I
Mm-hmm.
did is I didn't let myself self cut myself out of the picture. I figured, you know what? I'll ask a gal, and if she doesn't want to go out with me, she'll say no.
Right.
Right?
Right.
People, there's a perfect analogy with jobs. Is that you see so many people, they're looking at these listings and they're like, oh, well, I can't, and I don't do this and I can't do that. And they literally cut themselves out of that job.
Right.
And I'm like, let the job choose you. Don't you do
Right.
that. And but my rule has always been not, what did you say, 65, 70?
Right.
I've always said 50%.
Well, let me tell you what jobalytics does. If you're below 65, 70, you go in and you add a couple words to your resume until you get to that, right? So I think what jobalytics does is it lets you make adjustments. Can I tell you like my super terrible cheat code for this?
Go.
If you really want this job and you want to get past the AI and you know you want to be around 50% to above, like just go to the bottom of your resume and type in words and make them white, right? Because then it's going to do the screening. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible hint. But here's the thing: you have the knowledge, you have the skills, you have the ability, you believe in yourself, you know you can do it. Add a couple words,
All
put them
right. So
invisible
hold on,
down
Jemmy.
there and beat it.
Stop. You're coming back. We're just going to do a job, and we're going to do a jobalytics
All
talk.
right, love it.
We'll
Love
just
it.
do that. That would be fun. All right. So you got a third one, which is recruiters.
So this one is a little controversial, but I truly believe that recruiters can be your friend. They can do so much of the work for you. And I actually have another little talk that I do about how to work specifically with recruiters. But tech recruiters, they don't get paid unless you get paid, right? They don't make any money unless they find you a job. So I know there's a lot of talk around there about people that don't want to use recruiters. They don't want to work with recruiters. And for sure, there's some recruiters out there that you probably don't want to work with. But for every one of those, I bet there's another one that's wanting to get you paid because they want to get paid. It doesn't take more than a couple minutes if they're reaching out to you on LinkedIn or they're reaching out to you through their email to just say, hey, yeah, sure. Here's my resume. What do you got? You don't have to put a lot of time into it. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it because that's their job. But I have found numerous jobs through recruiters. And I know a lot of people in the tech field who have found numerous jobs through recruiters. And I'm friends with a bunch of technical recruiters. So I know that if you are looking for a job, a recruiter can be a great way to get you started and get your foot in the door. That's my third one. That was really quick. I did it. What do you
That
think?
was it's well. So do people? Now I know that our graduates from CyberNow labs, they have
Right,
you, right? So
right, right.
you'll take one of these resumes that, again, with our graduates, we work with them to get the resume just right and get it all
Absolutely.
out there and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have the benefit of a Gemini Sanford,
Right.
do
For you.
I contact recruiters myself?
You can contract recruiters yourself. So I have found that a lot of times by contacting the recruiter, even if they don't have something for you right then and there, they keep you in their database. And when something
Sure.
does come up, they can reach out to you. And it's really easy to find recruiters on LinkedIn. Like you can literally just type in IT recruiter, cybersecurity recruiter. They're all going to come up. Ask for an informational interview, friend request them, look at what they're offering, go to their company's job boards. Really, when you're looking for a job, you have to live it, breathe it every single day. That's your job. Your job is looking for the job, right? So you have to put the time in. But I think reaching out to recruiters can be a great way to, one, all experience is good experience. So you're learning how to reach out to people, how to talk to people, and how to present yourself and how to sell yourself, but at a lower level, right? The stakes are pretty low selling yourself to a recruiter rather than trying to sell yourself to a hiring manager. So get that practice in for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, Gemini, this has been amazing. I got to tell you,
Thanks.
can you come back sometime?
I would love to come. I get to keep my hair. I don't have to get rid of my hair.
We can edit that out.
Okay.
Well,
We'll
are you
we'll
kidding?
edit
I
that
have
out for
huge
sure.
locks of hair
For
normally.
sure. I'll do big
This
curls
is
next time. Yeah, it'll be great.
kind of thing. But again, Gemini, thank you so much.
Of
Fascinating
course.
stuff, man. Every time I talk to you, I learn a bunch of things.
Ah,
It's always
that just made my day.
what can I say?
Absolutely.
All right, Gemini, one more time. Thanks again, folks. This is Mike Meyers. This has been Two Not So Bald Nerds episode. Stay tuned. We'll be out next week, and Richard will be back. Till then, bye-bye. If you like Two Bald Nerds, check out our entire playlist right here. It's a lot of fun. We'll see you there.